Hey everybody, so this is a video of my climb to the summit of Mount Rainier, and we took the Disappointment Cleaver route, and I went with a guide group from RMI, which was awesome, by the way. So anybody that's looking for a good guide service to go to the top of Rainier, I'd definitely suggest RMI. Got to see a lot of cool stuff, got to see a couple of freaky things, got it all in this video for you, trying to make it entertaining, so I hope you enjoy. All right, here we are, Wednesday morning, about ready to get in the van and head up to Paradise to make the push to Camp Muir. Everybody's getting all ready. It's go time. So this is RMI Base Camp. It's way out in Ashford, Washington, near the mountain, and pretty much nothing else. So you wouldn't expect it, but it's got an outdoor grill that serves burgers, pizza, beer, anything you want really. And right next door is Whitaker Mountaineering, their store full of a bunch of high-end gear that you can buy or rent. You can rent pretty much any equipment that you need to get up there. And now we're at Paradise doing our last minute checks before we hit the trail. And we're off. Hey. This is Peter Whitaker. He is the owner and guide for RMI. This dude is one of the greats. He's summited Everest, Aconcagua in Argentina 8 times, Denali a couple of times, and Jim Whitaker, his uncle, was the first American to summit Everest. All right, here we are, about 8,000, 8,000 feet. Feeling good, having a little snack. This is my good buddy Tyler. He's the one that talked me into this adventure.
Oh yeah.
Got a beautiful view of, let's see, we got Mount Adams and St. Helens.
Middle school.
See if you can even see
Big
it.
skateboarder. Every day we get off our bus.
So this is Nick. He's our main guide, climber extraordinaire. He's been all over the world. He's awesome.
We had Japanese vending machines.
Here's the rest of the crew.
These.
And this is Lucas. He's going to be my rope team leader, and the one that gets us through a big rock fall that we go through.
So you put it.
All right. So we're up at about 84-ish, 100 feet, and taking another break. Pulled my snack out. It's a bag of chips, about to explode. Thought that was pretty funny. This guy right here is Jeff, but he will ever be remembered as Mr. Spicy, because that's what his license plate says. He owns a business in Ohio that makes spices, so he's the one in the white lab coat concocting all the crazy flavors for our snack food. And right after this shot, he spent a few minutes schooling me on how the pressure in the bag is precisely calculated so that they can transport it by plane. If you'll notice, once the video starts again, he says, "Snacks, we love snacks." This dude was awesome.
Snacks. We love snacks.
You see that?
Yeah.
About to pop.
Yep.
Now we're coming up on Camp Muir. It's a really well-established base camp for the summit of Rainier. RMI even has its own structure for us to sleep in. I'm putting the word sleep in air quotes. This is the little hut that we caught a nap in before we started the second portion of the climb, which started at 1 a.m. by the way. Pretty nice accommodations though for being at 10,000 feet.
Like
So
60
we're all the
degrees
way up at
here,
Camp Muir.
No wind. It's
And
freaking beautiful.
Tyler is FaceTiming.
Yeah, here you'll be in the video
With
log
Tim.
on the GoPro.
If you believe it or not, right there. We're FaceTiming from freaking Camp Muir.
Yeah.
I'm videoing the video.
Kyle's got the GoPro going. All right, so Mazel Tov. Right. Later, man. Yep. Bye.
That's Zach, the chef to the stars. He's an executive chef at a super swanky golf resort in Texas that hosts folks like Mr. George W. and Troy Aikman. This is Gun, the only female on our team. Her and her husband Joppy were vegetarians and made sure we all knew about it. Tyler would say, "Drink" every time Joppy says lentils. This is Marvin from California. He's one of the guys on our rope team along with Tyler, myself, and our guide Lucas. This is James from Texas. Good dude. He was having trouble with the climb though. His guts decided that he wasn't going to make it to the top. AKA, he crapped his way up the entire mountain. He blamed it on some poor, innocent pizza that he had the day before.
Dinner time. Little chicken and dumplings at 10,000 feet. It's actually really good. Well, maybe I shouldn't say really good.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yep. Pretty much.
So this is Ed Viesters, a true icon in the climbing world. I couldn't believe I got to be on the same mountain with him. He's the only American to have climbed all 14 of the world's 8,000er peaks, and the 5th person in the entire world to do so without using supplemental oxygen. He summited Everest 7 times, and he was one of the lead climbers in the 1996 Everest disaster that was the subject of John Krakauer's book Into Thin Air. That later became a movie, Everest, that came out just a little while ago. He does most of his climbing without oxygen, too. The man is a legend. Okay, now it's about 7 p.m. and time to lay down on my little slab of wood and pretend to sleep. So here's the route we'll be climbing in the morning. We start from Camp Muir. All right, we are now up at the butt crack of dawn, about to make the push. Can you shine your light right in his face? Just
Ready to
Tyler,
rock.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Feeling good.
Doing it. All right. So the first thing we do is cross Cowlitz Glacier, and it's a kind of a gradual climb. Nice way to get warmed up for the punishment ahead. You can see a bunch of headlamps up ahead there. Most people are hitting the route about this time. Okay, now we're heading up what's called Cathedral Gap. It's a bunch of bare rock, especially in August since the snow has melted. Things are definitely getting steeper now. Ingram Glacier is where a lot of the big gaps and crevices are. To the left you can see a huge gap that we walked along for some time. Disappointment Cleaver is a lot of big, steep, craggy rock. We had to be really careful of how we stepped so we didn't send rocks and stuff down on people below us. This breakpoint is where a lot of people had to turn around. This is actually where Gun and James had to turn around. On our way up to high break, the sun started to poke its head up. It was about 4 a.m. at this point, and there was a lot of steep switchbacks the whole way. Okay, now we've reached high break, where we took our last break before we go to the top. Watching the sunrise from here was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Ah, here's one of the ladder bridges we get to cross. You can't tell from the video, but I'm pretty sure that this gap goes all the way to the middle of the earth. I'm not gonna lie, these things scared the crap out of me.
Whew. That'll make you pee your pants. Into the bowl.
Alright, so we just came up over this crest and into a bit of a bowl. And here we drop our packs and our ropes, and we make a nice easy climb up to the true summit.
So now we're making our way to the true summit, Columbia Crest. Tyler, wave to the folks at home, bro. Wave to the folks at home. What's up, folks at home? Making our way. Whew. It's hard work, I'll tell you that much.
A lot of people don't know this, but Mount Rainier is still an active volcano, and this is actually steam coming out of the vents.
We get to sign the book, it's official.
Boom! Standing at the top of the mountain I've stared at for my whole life. This was one of the greatest feelings I've ever had. And a cool little side note, about 2 minutes later, Peter Whitaker walked up. He said it was his 249th Rainier Summit. Crazy. Tyler hauled a Rainier beer all the way to the top of this sucker just so we could take a drink. He was nice enough to give me a sip for the picture. Actually, the last thing any of us wanted was to drink a beer at this point.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
Alright, now we head down. So, heading down, at least at first, was a nice change from what seemed like a never-ending climb. I could breathe easier, move faster, it was great. My feet would disagree though. So, do you see that dirty section of ice and snow down there? That's actually a huge field of rocks and boulders that have fallen down the mountain and spread across the glacier and down into that crevasse. And right here, we're rounding the corner to pass through that spot. Now, I didn't have the camera rolling when we did pass through, but I'll try to give you an account of what happened. Okay, so it was our rope team's turn to cross over this section that I was really thinking nothing of. And then I heard a trickle of dirt and small rock that sounded something like the sizzle of bacon when it first hits the pan. Tyler was in front of me and he yells, "Rocks, rocks, rocks!" And I look up to see dirt falling between us, then pebbles, then one rock the size of a softball whizzes in between us like it was launched out of a slingshot. I could hear bigger, chunkier sounds heading for us. I immediately hit the deck behind the first boulder I could find and turned myself into a turtle with my pack protecting me, just like we were taught in training. Tyler slid in right next to me. Our guide Lucas, who was already on the other side with a good vantage point, was yelling, "Move back, move back." We quickly slinked back over out of the way. The rock subsided, and after a few beats, Lucas told us to go ahead and walk our way across calmly. I calmly ran my butt across that sucker. I was told some of the boulders were the size of watermelons, but I never got a good look at them due to my transformation into a turtle against the giant rock. Oh, did I mention that afterwards they told me this place was called the bowling alley? Yeah, fitting. Alright, back on track. Now we're going back across the Ingram Glacier. It's wild to see all this stuff in the daylight. It's also massive. Ice blocks the size of buildings and huge gaping fissures all around us. You can actually hear the mountain moving the whole climb. Ice is cracking, rocks are falling, sometimes you hear rumbling avalanches from who knows where. It's kind of amazing. And another ladder bridge. Time to pucker and cross. This is like the victory lap right here. We're heading back across the Cowlitz Glacier, and we're almost back to Camp Muir. What a rush. The toughest, most dangerous part is over. We made it to the top. Things are good. This was cool. This helicopter rescue crew decided to grace us with their presence at Camp Muir. They were cruising back and forth, doing some training, picking guys up, dropping guys off, and I just happened to be there to get some video. Alright, now we have all of our gear back on, and it's time to essentially run back down the 5,000 feet to paradise. I fell approximately 27 times while trying to boot ski my way down. Worth it not to have to take as many steps though. We got to glissade down a few sections too. That's a fancy word for sliding on your butt.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we made it. Would I do it again? Nope. Would I suggest you try it? Absolutely. I will definitely mark this down as one of the best experiences of my life. Time to celebrate, eat some pizza, and drink some beers with the group. And look, James even braved another slice of pizza.